So today's reading they speak about a covenant. A covenant makes the party into a family. Those who enter into a covenant enter into a close relationship. They are no longer the same. That's why blood is used for the ritual during a covenant, because we've all heard that blood is thicker than water, right? Blood is family. Blood is relatives. So that's why blood is used to symbolize that those who are sprinkled with the same blood share the same blood. They are one. They are family. They are no longer the same, no longer strangers. So God formed this covenant with the Israelites through Moses in the first reading, so that they may be one with him, that he will be their God, he will protect them, guide them, liberate them, but they have to be faithful to him. So he's constantly calling people to himself to enter into a close, intimate relationship, to share in his life and his love. But of course, the people were not faithful. They sinned, they rebelled against God. So that's why once a year there would be a ceremony where the priests would offer sacrifice again in atonement for sins to reconcile the people to God. Again, this required the blood of animals sprinkled on them again to cleanse them of their sins, to reconcile them with God, to make them one again. But this would happen every year because people would sin over and over again. So that's why Jesus came, to do a one-time sacrifice for all, a final covenant. And he said, this is the new and eternal covenant. There will be no other covenant after this. This is it. This will take care of the relationship with God forever. And so he doesn't use the blood of animals, but he uses his own blood, which is so precious, the blood of God himself, to reconcile us to the Father and with ourselves. So when we receive his body and blood, we become one with him. We share in his blood. We are reconciled with the Father. We truly become his children and share in his family. And we also, too, become family members because we have the same blood. We receive Jesus' blood and his body. So we are one. So we truly are blood relatives, because we are Catholics, because we are Christians, because we receive Jesus. And this is for our benefit. He wants us to be so close to him as to share in his blood, his body, and his life. And we are being transformed into Jesus' likeness. We become like him more and more. When we eat food, the food becomes a part of us. But when we receive communion, we become a part of Jesus. We are transformed into his likeness. And so a lady was telling me today that for the last several months, she's been very irritated, very irritable, very impatient with family members. And so it turns out she hasn't gone to Mass for a year and a half. And I said, no wonder you've been so irritable, so impatient, so lacking in charity, because you haven't received Jesus. You need to receive his body, blood, and grace in order to love as he loves. Our love is limited. Our love is selfish. And so we need to receive Jesus in order to love as he loves. And this is most important. This is such an important gift. And yet many people reject it. Many young people don't want to go to Mass. They make excuses. COVID or whatever. They allow COVID to keep them from receiving the Eucharist. People die to receive the Eucharist. But here you are, refusing the Eucharist. Jesus can't do any more. He died so that we may live with God forever, to give us his body and blood. Yet many people just say they just refuse it. He can't make us receive him. He can't make us be saved. He can only invite us and give us the gift, but we have to receive it. So this is the most precious gift. The body and blood of Christ transforms us into Jesus and feeds us and gives us strength and grace to prepare us for heaven, to share intimately in the life and family of God, and to share in the life with others. So as we prepare to receive the Eucharist, let us give thanks to God for this great gift, and never take it for granted That's why I tell people, try to, and not just me, but all the other priests and nuns that I interview, they all say the same thing. Try to receive the Eucharist every day. You know, I used to be very impatient. I used to have a hot temper, but I've gotten a lot better. And it's not because of me, it's because I receive the Eucharist every day. Because I too have to bear with others. I have to bear with suffering. I bear with trials. I have to be patient. I have to be charitable. I have to exercise self-control. And I can't do it without Jesus. And I know his power is at work in me. And so the same power will be at work in you too if you receive Jesus regularly. So we give thanks to Jesus for giving us his body and blood, and let us never take this gift for granted, but receive it often with gratitude, faith, and joy.